What's up? Duncan here from Video Mania 2. I just got home from the theater. I watched American Underdog, which is the Kurt Warner biopic. Kurt Warner was an undrafted quarterback who stocked grocery shelves at one point, then played arena ball, and then became the NFL MVP. It was one of those classic, American dream stories. This movie is more about his struggle to get there, and it does, finish off and it shows his NFL dream. But this was more about the struggle there and how he met his wife and, their struggles together. So that's what this is about. It's about faith. So that's also an important part of this story. This movie stars Zachary Levi as Kurt Warner, Anna Paquin as Brenda Warner, and Dennis Quaid plays Dick Vermeil, who was the coach of the Rams in the late 90s, and Bruce McGill, who was his arena football coach. And so this movie starts out when Kurt Warner was a quarterback at Northern Iowa, where he did pretty well. He had some attributes that, NFL scouts was like, but he played at such a small school. Back then it was called 1AA. It's called FCS now, but, for years it was called 1AA, which is still a good level of football, but, not like Alabama and Georgia. But still, there's some good players there, and a lot of them do make the pros. Well, not a lot of them, but some of them, But this was about his trying to get an opportunity. It was just so hard for him to even get people to look at him, even though he had some size and he had a good arm and stuff. So this is about that, and it showed how he learned, pocket presence, and, it showed him growing up admiring Joe Montana, all that stuff. So this was all laid out very well. So you get to start to pull for him some, which this movie does tug at the heartstrings. Now it starts out, where he's just, struggling. He's finishing out his senior year, and he wants to make it, football, but no one will look at him. But he goes to a bar one night with one of his friends, and a woman catches his eye, and her name's Brenda. And, he's very interested in her, and she's kind of reluctant, and she explains, like, she's a single mom with 2 kids. But he's still interested, She really captured him, so, he gets to know her better. And this story really, it's a movie based around football. Football's the centerpiece, but a lot of it too is the struggle to get there, and Kurt and Brenda's struggle and the things they had to go through to get there, and that's all captured very well here. And the acting is very good. So as we go along, Kurt Warner's just looking for a break. He's trying to put together game film and calling people. And Zachary Levi here, one of his best things that really captured this story was, he was watching the draft, and Brenda was like, it's my son's birthday party tomorrow, because, the draft is 2 days, and, he's going to be a later round. And, he shows up to the party late the following day, and he didn't get drafted. So he had to kind of put on a happy face, for the birthday party. But, you could tell he was really down about that. He wanted to get drafted to get his shot. And so, that didn't happen. Then he gets picked up by the Packers, and Brett Favre was there. And obviously, those who follow football, Brett Favre is a Hall of Famer. So, that job was his. But he didn't even, really get a chance there. And so then he just stocked grocery shelves at a store called Hy-Vee, which is like the Kroger of Iowa. So, Brenda's parents, he stayed with them for a little bit. They moved to a place in Arkansas. So it was Kurt and Brenda and her 2 kids on their own in Iowa. And, she's going to nursing school, and he's stocking grocery shelves. So it's, and there were some tough moments there. Iowa winters are tough, and that's shown there too. So, that's all captured very well here. And, he stays at it, though, and Kurt and Brenda were eating one day, and this guy, played by Bruce McGill, he's like, I coach a new team called the Iowa Barstormers. And Kurt had to humble himself, because he's like, what is this? He's like, is this some kind of circus? And they're like, in a way, yeah, it's arena ball. And, he had to humble himself and take that, because it's not exactly like the NFL was beating down the door to talk to him. So he reluctantly took it, and plus the arena ball, they paid him a few more bucks. So he's like, okay, I'll do it. and he had to learn arena ball. For those who remember, it's, the football field was smaller. It was a different pace of play. It was kind of a different game in a lot of ways. But he got some experience and he learned, and he struggled a little bit there, but he picked it up. So that goes along. And then there's some other things in Kurt and Brenda's relationship, and the things they had to go through, and were they going to make it as a couple? That's really explored here. And then as they go on, when the Rams call, for those who don't know the story, Kurt Warner, got on with the Rams, and they weren't sure about him at first, but Dick Vermeil saw something in him. And so he goes there, and Trent Green was the starter. And the NFL fans know where the rest of the story. Trent Green got hurt in a preseason game, and Kurt Warner takes over, and they go all the way and win the Super Bowl. And I remember watching that Super Bowl. It was the best Super Bowl ever. Such an awesome game. I remember I watched it. And so, but this was more about his struggle to get there and his family, and, it's about faith and, humility and questioning yourself. All that's explored here. The acting is top notch. And one of my concerns about this movie when I saw the trailer is like, was this going to be a TV movie looking where, the budget wasn't as big or not? Not the case. The production values were quite good. So see, you don't have to have a massive budget. I'm curious how much it costs because, the NFL licenses, they did have the actual teams and stuff. So that was, and they used old footage from Kurt Warner's time in the NFL, and they incorporated it into the movie and spliced back together very seamlessly. That all looked very good. So the Irwin brothers did a great job here with the direction. The acting was top notch, and it's one of those where, what's the cliche thing they say, critics, you'll stand up and cheer. I don't see how you could not like this movie. It's for everybody. It was awesome. I absolutely loved it. I'm so glad I took time out to see it, and I recommend anyone else does it. So, great film. There's still hope. You can make great movies if you have a good story, and this story is amazing. So that was all captured here very well. So I can't recommend it enough. I'm going to pick it up on Blu-ray or 4K or whatever format the day it comes out, I promise you. So it's going in my collection very proudly. So great movie, like I said. So anyway, let me know in the comments, do you remember Kurt Warner's story? Are you willing to see it? What do you think? Any of those things. Let me know in the comments. I'll have another video for you tomorrow, I promise. So take care till next time.